Good evening, I'm Jacqueline Matter.
And I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks for being with us tonight. Our top story, Bradenton's Rossi Park, a part of the Riverwalk, is known for its relaxing atmosphere and splash pad and is a destination for many Manatee County families.
It's also known to be a hangout spot for many of Bradenton's homeless population. ABC 7's Dwayne Lindo has more reaction.
A splash pad keeping kids cool, a picnic in the park, or just a play area keeping young ones occupied makes Rossi Park in Bradenton a popular place. It's also popular for those without a home.
And typically we see 2 or 3 down here almost every time we come down.
Usually every time we come, there's maybe a few.
For many of the parents bringing their kids here, the homeless have not been a threat at this point.
They've just been lounging around, sleeping, never come up to any of the kids or any of the parents.
They've never bothered me, you know, they kind of just stay in the spot, never have asked me for anything money-wise. I've never seen them doing anything that would be illegal or anything.
Getting a little shade and using the facilities located in the park pavilion are the only thing patrons see the homeless doing, but do admit it's enough to make some go elsewhere.
It's kind of like made the park's reputation kind of go down a little bit. People would rather go other parks because, I don't know, sometimes it just makes people feel uncomfortable.
Bradenton Police patrols the area throughout the day and conducts patrols every hour during the nighttime.
I think they do a pretty decent job trying to, make sure that the kids are safe and that there's not anybody out here that is bothering anybody.
Many of the park patrons just hoping the patrols will continue. Reporting in Bradenton, Dwayne Lindo, your Suncoast News.
Dwayne, thank you. The Sarasota County Sheriff's Office is asking for the public's help identifying a man who burglarized 2 businesses and stole 2 vehicles. Deputies say the person broke into Steel Products Incorporated in Sarasota Saturday and stole a white GMC truck along with more than $30,000 in welding equipment. Surveillance video shows the man using a waterproofing contractor's van to ram the doors to the business. Deputies say he walked with a distinctive limp before leaving the business in the stolen truck. When deputies went to notify the waterproofing contractors, they found evidence of another burglary. 2 of the company's vans were broken into and a 3rd was missing, along with tools. Anyone with information in the case is asked to call Sarasota County Crime Stoppers at 366-TIPS.
A school bus crash in Northport sends 7 people to the hospital. Police say the bus had about 20 Northport High School students on board. The bus colliding with a car at the intersection of Toledo Blade Boulevard and Cranberry Boulevard. Police say 7 people were injured, the 2 drivers involved and 5 students. They were all taken to Sarasota Memorial Hospital for treatment, but none of the injuries were serious. Police say the driver of the car caused the crash. She was cited for failing to yield the right-of-way.
Each school year, there's always a list of jobs the school district has a hard time filling. And here on the Suncoast, the struggle is to find school bus drivers. Both Manatee and Sarasota County School Districts say they have a shortage of about 30 bus drivers, a problem that is compounded when any of their current drivers call in sick or are not able to come to work. School district officials say in some cases, personnel in their administrative offices are forced to drive buses so that all students can get to and from school as scheduled.
We're in the same pool competing with some of the bigger companies like your Amazon, your UPS, your FedEx. We're all competing for the same pool of drivers, except those entities are able to pay a little bit more money, so we're losing that competitive edge.
Both Manatee and Sarasota County School Districts are currently hiring school bus drivers, and both districts have programs to help train and get certification needed to become a commercial vehicle driver. Now, to apply, both school districts say just give them a call.
An update now following the removal of an osprey nest from the top of an Anna Maria Island church. The Gloria Dei Lutheran Church announcing its decision to take down bird deterrents from its roof. Those deterrents went up after an osprey nest was removed when the church was tented for termites. The removal of the nest and the addition of the deterrents causing an upset among many community members who watched osprey make their home there for almost a decade. The church says a roofer will be out within the next few weeks to take those deterrents down. They worked pretty fast. Action got called on.
I guess the church council decided to change course there, and I'm sure bird lovers will appreciate the fact that they'll be able to watch those ospreys again, build a nest, and raise some young. As we will here at ABC 7, usually around January, the birds come back and start to rebuild the nest. And they have a little more work this year because the winds from Hurricane Irma took some of it away. But the base of that nest is still there. It's built so well.
I know. I'm looking forward to seeing them coming in. Well, it was a beautiful day out today. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan.
It was out in the water, too. It was beautiful out there. A gorgeous day as a result of high pressure in control. Now, the high pressure ridge is over parts of the southeast United States, and that's bringing us that northerly push of air, which is keeping things on the drier side and less humid out there. So that's kind of nice. It's been a little bit on the breezy side for boaters, though. We're looking for some cooler temperatures as we move through time tonight. Down to 62 at 11 o'clock with a bit of a breeze. It'll make it feel cooler. And we'll see low temperatures close to seasonal averages or slightly below that to start things off on Thursday. Well, the radar imagery is showing some showers along the east coast. You'll see that activity. And small craft advisories have been lifted for our coast. They still continue along the east coast as a result of the stronger northeasterly winds there. But for us, north winds basically 5 to 10, a little higher up there, and the less frictional effects of the barrier islands now. Anna Maria at 16 out of the north, and down to the south in Osprey and Venice out of the north and northwest, anywhere from 5 to 10 miles an hour in places like Rotunda, Warm Mineral Springs in Northport, a little higher in Venice at 12 out of the northwest. But with that north wind, we are expecting temperatures to be into the upper 50s by tomorrow morning. Right now, pleasant out there, all into the mid-50s, or 70s, I should say, all across our region. Well, much more in the forecast coming up in a few minutes. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Bob. New details tonight out of Tampa as the search for the Seminole Heights killer continues. The reward for information leading to the arrest of the murderer has now been increased to $91,000. At a press conference this afternoon, Tampa police released video of a person of interest in that case that was captured on security video nearby. Police Chief Brian Dugan says the department has received more than 400 tips, but they are still asking the public for help in identifying the man in that video. On Monday, the fourth victim, Ronald Felton, was gunned down outside a local food bank where he volunteered.
New details tonight in that deadly shooting spree in Northern California. Today, authorities say they found the body of the shooter's wife hidden under the floor of their home with several gunshot wounds, raising the death toll now to 6. ABC's Marcy Gonzalez has more on what investigators have learned about the moments leading up to that shooting.
Investigators in Northern California now say the rampage that left 5 innocent people dead and more than a dozen injured began in the gunman's own home, saying they found the body of Kevin Neal's wife under the floorboards.
We're confident that he murdered her and literally just put her body in the floor.
Prosecutors say Neal was out on bail on an assault with a deadly weapon charge, accused of stabbing his neighbor in January. Investigators believe that neighbor may have been one of the targets Tuesday.
I think he had a desire to kill as many people as he could.
Investigators say the first calls came in at 7:54 a.m. The gunman shooting into homes, then driving to this elementary school.
And all of a sudden, when the teachers came running out around the building, told us to all run inside. There was a shooter coming.
Authorities say Neal used a truck to ram his way through a fence and fired at least 30 rounds, leaving one student in critical condition.
That school went on lockdown. I really, truly believe that we would have had a horrific bloodbath in that school if that school hadn't taken action.
Investigators say Neal became frustrated, left the school, and drove through town, shooting people randomly. The entire community on lockdown for more than 20 minutes before officers caught up to the accused killer.
Police officer rammed the vehicle, forced it off the road, exchange of gunfire, which resulted in the shooter's death.
Neal's mother telling the Associated Press he called her a few days earlier and said, "It's all over now. I'm on a cliff and there's nowhere to go."
And the sheriff's office says they've recovered 2 semi-automatic rifles Neal obtained illegally. Marcy Gonzalez, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Legal action stemming from the mass shooting at a Las Vegas concert is now picking up. 14 civil complaints were filed together today in Las Vegas, and they follow at least 3 other lawsuits filed since Stephen Paddock opened fire on October 1st at the Mandalay Bay Hotel and Casino, killing 58 people and injuring hundreds others. The newest filings argue that the Las Vegas concert organizers, the hotel, and the makers and sellers of a bump stock gun accessory that enabled Paddock to fire rapidly all share blame in that incident.
After 2 mass shootings in the past 2 months, the demand for gun control is higher than ever, but some are okay with how gun laws are now. Sarasota attorney Jeff Young is a pro-gun advocate. He says although he agrees changing regulations regarding those bump stocks nothing needs to be changed with federal and state gun laws.
We are worried about the bad guy out there who is not going to follow the laws, who's going to get these guns whether legally or illegally, and I don't want my rights restricted and my ability to protect my wife and my children because some other person is misusing this firearm in a bad way.
Coming up on ABC 7 News at 7, we'll hear from both sides of this argument on gun control. And a reminder, you can get the latest local and national news on our new smartphone app. If you're an Apple iOS user and have the old version of that app, it will go away at the end of this month. If you don't download the new app by November 30th, you'll miss all the news, video, and notifications that will keep you connected to the Suncoast community. You can find the new app by searching for My Suncoast in the App Store. Still to come in your Suncoast News tonight, 3 UCLA basketball players in the hot seat after being accused of shoplifting in China. Team members back home now and speaking out for the first time about the incident.
And Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be back with your first alert forecast. Plus, can your weight drastically affect your pregnancy? We'll have the answer coming up in Health Smart.
A promise was made, a promise that hit the beaches of Normandy, a vow that captured Iwo Jima, a contract that weathered Tet, a pledge that stormed the desert in Iraq, an IOU that braved IEDs in Kandahar. A promise was made to America's veterans. DAV fights to keep that promise, so all veterans and their families get the benefits and support they earned. For help, visit DAV.org.
Need a light bulb? Batteries Plus Bulbs has a huge selection of LEDs starting as low as 99 cents.
The one inside the clothes dryer.
Oh, you use the clothes dryer.
Visit batteriesplus.com for a store near you.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
It's the holiday sales event here at Alex Karras Lincoln. Drive a brand new 2017 Lincoln MKC Sport Utility for $269 per month or a 2017 MKZ for $279 per month. We have a great selection of certified pre-owned Lincolns. These vehicles have warranties up to 100,000 miles and come with complimentary roadside assistance. Alex Karras Lincoln, affordable luxury, winner of the prestigious 2015 President's Award, serving Florida's Suncoast since 1978. We are located 2 miles north of the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport on US 41.
Attention blood thinner users. If your loved one took Xarelto or Pradaxa and suffered serious internal bleeding, call right now. You may be entitled to financial compensation. The widely prescribed blood thinners Xarelto and Pradaxa have been linked to a number of dangerous side effects, including internal bleeding, gastrointestinal bleeding, kidney bleeding, stroke, brain hemorrhaging, and even death. If you or a loved one suffered any of these injuries after taking Xarelto or Pradaxa, call right now. You may be owed significant compensation from the manufacturer. Thousands of blood thinner users may have been exposed to serious risk by these dangerous medications. If you or a loved one took Xarelto or Pradaxa and suffered serious internal bleeding, call right now. Call Nightline Legal to speak with an experienced attorney for a free consultation. If we don't win, there is no fee. There are time deadlines to file a claim, so don't wait. Call right now.
Call 1-800-554-3987. Again, that's 1-800-554-3987.
SRQ Performance Parts provides parts and accessories from over 300 manufacturers, so you can get that new manifold, carburetor, gasket, bolt kit, or nitrous oxide system fast. We'll help you beat the competition. Call or visit SRQ Performance Parts online today for all your high-performance parts and advice.
We're now hearing from the 3 UCLA student athletes who were being held in China for shoplifting while their team was on a trip to Shanghai. The White House says President Trump helped negotiate their release while on his trip to Asia last week. ABC's Maggie Rulli has the latest.
Speaking for the first time since getting back on U.S. soil, the 3 UCLA players accused of shoplifting in China are finally back home.
Let's start off by saying how embarrassed and ashamed I am. I know that this goes beyond me letting my school down, but I've let the entire country down.
I hope that you can forgive my stupid, childish actions.
I'm going to make myself a better person from here on out.
Freshmen LeAngelo Ball, Cody Riley, and Jalen Hill admit to stealing sunglasses from a Louis Vuitton store. They say they take full responsibility for their crime and are hoping UCLA and the country can forgive them.
I've been looking forward to being a UCLA Bruin since I was young. I'm disappointed in myself that I failed to live up to that.
The three prominent recruits were being held on house arrest at a hotel in China when, during his trip to Asia, President Trump asked China's President Xi Jinping for help getting the three student athletes back home.
To say that our young men are incredibly fortunate to have this kind of support system that's around them is certainly an understatement.
President Trump tweeting the morning after their release, "Do you think the three UCLA basketball players will say thank you, President Trump?" All three of them used their first day back to thank the Chinese police, the U.S. government, and the president.
I'd also like to thank President Trump.
The three players also said they can't wait to get out there and prove themselves on the court.
I want to be known for my respectfulness and my love and passion for the game of basketball.
UCLA says they've suspended the three athletes indefinitely while they review exactly what happened. Maggie Rulli, ABC News, New York.
Okay. What a great day. You said you were a little chilly today.
When I was in the shade, I was a little cold.
Yeah, a little cooler as a result of some drier air that's moved in, and things are looking to stay that way, too, for the next couple of days. We will see some cooler temperatures. You'll notice a big chill coming on Monday, so we'll talk about that in a little bit. But right now, we are looking at some beautiful weather out there, and this is Lakewood Ranch webcam showing fair skies right now, and that looks pretty out there, doesn't it? A little bit of a breeze. You can see those trees moving as a result of those north winds at 10 to 15 miles an hour. That's brought our dew point temperature way down, and currently it's sunny and 75. I heard that. It's a song, I think, isn't it? Sunny and 75. Dew point is at 53, humidity at 46%. Winds are north at 9, and the pressure 2994. Lows tonight will be again in the 40s over the Panhandle. Those 40-degree temperatures staying there. We're going to see lows here in the upper 50s, which is fairly close to typical for this time of year. Upper 50s is a standard temperature for this time in November, mid-November. 61 in Orlando will start things off at 7 a.m. and then we'll warm up into the upper 70s. For highs tomorrow, should be another gorgeous day with fairly low humidity. And along the East Coast, there could be a few showers and a few more clouds there, but we'll look for lots of sunshine here, a little bit warmer down south into Fort Myers and Key West. And as far as the temperatures go for Friday morning, similar again into the mid to upper 50s in most places here along the west central coast, into the 40s over Tallahassee. Well, those winds will stay anywhere from 10 to 15 miles an hour tomorrow. The advisories for the coastal waters have since expired and will stay that way, but it'll still be a little bit of a breeze out of the north and northeast, and we are anticipating those winds to pick up a little bit in advance of the next front over the weekend, and that front will push through, it looks like now, late Sunday, and usher in some cooler temperatures. Not extreme, but cooler temperatures for Monday and Tuesday. Now, as far as the overnight low temperatures go, it will be nice here. It says a little bit on the cooler side. A few showers along the East Coast possible. You'll watch this little disturbance kind of work its way down the coast here as we move through time on Thursday morning, kind of wrapping right around Fort Pierce and then pushing off and opening up near the Keys. Not much for us in store. Just a few clouds in the afternoon. That would be about it. The rain chance is staying very low. And the air will be so dry out ahead of this next cold front that we're not anticipating much rain at all with it. The rain chance at 20% as the front pushes on through on Sunday. Well, as far as the rest of the U.S. is concerned, you can see that cold front now and low pressure area moving through the Michigan area, also into Ohio. That system, again, is going to be bringing us some showers, I said, along mainly North Florida, not much for here, and that little disturbance now moving through the East Coast. There's the front. You can see it quite clearly moving through now eastern portions of Ohio through East Ohio all the way down into Nashville. That will continue to push off to the southeast, while behind it some cooler and drier air will settle in over there. We had some snow in parts of Michigan earlier, some heavier showers too. Those have since come to an end for the most part as far as that heavy weather is concerned, but continues to move off to the east. But the big story out west is this area of low pressure, which is very large. Look at this full-scale low-pressure area continues to work in moisture into Portland and Seattle, all the way up to Vancouver in Canada, and that will pinwheel off to the northeast in time. Now, temperatures on the cooler side, that Arctic air now still gathering now over the northern portions of the United States, and Minot is 19, Detroit at 44, Toronto 1 degree cooler, 39 in Boston. It's still warm down south in Dallas at 75, 72 in New Orleans, and temperatures in the desert now at 83 in Phoenix, Los Angeles at 72. For boaters tomorrow, Not as windy, but still a bit of a breeze. North winds 10 to 15 knots. Seas will be 2 to 3 feet with a moderate chop on the bays and inland waters. The water temperature 74 degrees. UV index will be high tomorrow, 10 and 77 for a high at the area beaches. And as far as the forecast goes, that should be for Thursday, by the way. And high tide will be at 10:14 and the low tide will be at 5:55. Another high tide at 11:49. Sunset should be a good one, 5:39, and sunrise at 6:52. Well, the forecast for tonight calling for partly cloudy skies, cooler. Lows will be into the upper 50s, and we'll have northeast winds at 10. The forecast tomorrow looks to be really nice. Lots of sunshine, just a few clouds in the afternoon. Seasonal, it will stay dry too. No rain expected here. 78 degrees with north winds 10 to 15. And then the extended forecast shapes up like this. Temperatures in the upper 70s through Sunday, so a nice weekend ahead. And then some clouds increasing on Sunday with that front. Cooler weather on Monday, high of only 72, and then we warm up on Wednesday. Back to you.
All right, Bob, thank you. In First Alert traffic, no major crashes in the area right now. If you're heading on the interstate, not too much congestion at this hour, but we are seeing a little bit of slowdown as you head north between State Road 70 and State Road 64. Jackie.
In health news tonight, new recommendations for mothers-to-be. ABC News correspondent Lana Zach tells us how your weight can drastically affect your pregnancy.
It's just like Goldilocks, not too little, not too big. A new study out today says pregnant women should try to get their weight just right to keep their risks low. The study shows both overweight and underweight women are at risk for severe complications in pregnancy. Even before getting pregnant, a high or low BMI puts women more at risk for bleeding, seizures, stroke, or infection. And rare complications like ICU admissions, even death, are more common if the expectant mother's weight is unhealthy in either direction. Researchers say roughly half of all women may be overweight or obese at the start of pregnancy. And while pregnant, it's easy to gain more weight than recommended. But before you get too scared, realize that these risks are still small, though the consequences can be serious. So researchers are encouraging mothers-to-be to discuss weight with their doctors to ensure you're the healthiest host for your baby. With this Medical Minute, I'm Lana Zach, ABC News.
Recent research shows the number of preschoolers with vision problems is expected to rise. Doctors say it's important to act if you notice your child cannot see well. When eyesight is corrected with glasses at a young age, more serious vision and learning problems can be avoided. Doctors say eyesight is easier to correct when young and harder to treat if caught later in childhood.
If you treat it at a younger age, then you can avoid having amblyopia or a lazy eye. And most people think of amblyopia as just having it of one eye and maybe that eye wandering or drifting. But you can actually have amblyopia of both eyes, and that's where you didn't develop the normal visual system because you couldn't see well from a young age.
Doctors say it's important for children to have good vision because it helps stimulate development of brain cells, and it's also necessary to learn how to read. Coming up, helpless to stop a heist in progress, the robbery of a car dealership during Hurricane Harvey, all caught on camera. Plus, holy Lamborghini. Pope Francis handed the keys of a luxury sports car.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
Get the best Black Friday deals right now during the Black Friday sales event at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. Shop the area's largest selection of new Jeep Wranglers. Get KBV's 2017 Best Buy Award overall winner, the Chrysler Pacifica, for as little as $24,999. Or be one of the first to drive away in a 2018 Jeep Cherokee for as little as $19,999. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota today.
Hi, I'm Joan London with A Place for Mom. Over the years, we've helped thousands of families find senior care, and today's senior living communities have never been better. With amazing amenities like movie theaters, exercise rooms and swimming pools, public cafes, bars, and bistros, even pet care services. And nobody understands your options like the advisors at A Place for Mom. These are local expert advisors that will partner with you to find the perfect place and determine the right level of care, whether that's just a helping hand or full-time memory care. Best of all, it's a free service. Call today. A Place for Mom. You know your family, we know senior living. Together, we'll make the right choice.
Call A Place for Mom right now to get our free ebook on financing senior care, as well as a free referral for senior living communities in your area. Call 1-800-290-0352. That's 1-800-290-0352.
Chris Domine is a husband, father, an athlete, even an Ironman. But 10 years ago, Chris's kidneys were failing.
The doctor said if you don't do dialysis, if you don't get a kidney transplant, you are going to die.
Then Chris received a second chance, made possible by an organ donor.
Your well-being changes from loss of hope to better times ahead.
Imagine what you could make possible. Learn more and sign up as an organ, eye, and tissue donor. Go to organdonor.gov.
Enjoy some of the best Suncoast restaurants on me. Just go to mysuncoast.com/dining, sign up for the newsletter if you haven't already, and you can win a $50 gift card to a restaurant in our area. We'll pick a winner each week, so go on our website and sign up now.
Police in Houston are looking for two men who used a power saw to pull off a heist.
The whole thing was caught on a surveillance camera. Take a look as these two thieves break into this safe at a Toyota dealership. It took the two men an hour to get the safe open, raising the question, of course, how were they able to have that much time to rob the place? Well, Hurricane Harvey was battering down on Houston just outside. The dealer's employees had to sit and watch as the thieves made off with all of their money. Employees and police helpless to stop the robbers because of all the flooding.
We would like that person to be found so that they don't do this to someone else. And it's very disruptive to our business. It scares our employees and makes them feel uneasy. And it makes us go to a great cost.
If caught, those robbers will face stiffer punishment for breaking in during a natural disaster. Well, take a look at this diamond. This necklace featuring a 163-carat clear diamond sold for nearly $34 million at an auction in Geneva yesterday. The diamond was actually discovered in Angola, and overall the piece took more than 1,700 hours to create. But despite that high price tag, some jewelers say it could have actually sold for even higher.
Speaking of auctions, just before it's auctioned off with the proceeds donated to charity, sports car maker Lamborghini presented Pope Francis with the keys to a brand new special edition Lamborghini Huracan. The Pope promptly blessed it. Some of the money raised will go to rebuilding Christian communities in Iraq devastated by the Islamic State group. This type of Lamborghini typically sells for more than $200,000, but this special edition with the Pope's blessing is expected to fetch far more than that. And fitting that it's white.
Of course. Well, talk about a picture-perfect vacation photo. As a plane flew over Hawaii recently, one of the passengers snapped this photo as it flew over a rainbow going across the island. A good omen for the trip ahead, and of course a great photo to send back home to family. Beautiful.
That's neat. A lot of rainbows in Hawaii.
Of course. Well, still to come on your Suncoast News, with a threat to the coyote population in Venice growing, what health officials and pet owners say their biggest concerns are right now.
Plus, a treatment center for foster children in Sarasota breaks ground, why it's considered the first of its kind in the world. Stay with us.
I heard about the Detoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Detoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was and some additional cancers that were not found during the biopsy. I would recommend the Detoli Cancer Center. As a group of human beings, they are unbelievably great.
Attention type 2 diabetics. The FDA warns of an increased risk of amputation associated with certain diabetes medications. If you took the diabetes medications Invokana or Invokamet and then suffered an amputation or one of these other serious injuries, call the Relion group right now. If you've suffered amputation or any of these other injuries after taking your diabetes medication, call the Relion group today. You may be entitled to substantial financial compensation. Call 800-604-1698. That's 800-604-1698.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad, and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
It's time to take a road trip. If you love the beach, Alabama's Gulf Coast has 32 miles of sugar white sand and turquoise water. Looking for a room with a view? We have them. Beachside and bayside. There's incredible history. Whoa! And the seafood is fresh from the Gulf. Another round of shrimp for my friends. Alabama has a road trip with your name on it. Which one you gonna take?
I love taking care of my mom. It wasn't easy at first. She learned how to better communicate her needs.
And you learned how to not ignore yours.
I discovered how to make healthier meals.
And I discovered how much I enjoyed them.
Becoming a caregiver is a learning experience for everyone. Find articles, tips, and tools from experts and others who have been in your place. The Caregiving Resource Center at aarp.org/caregiving.